On the weekly, it looks one way, but on the daily, it looks completely different. Let's have a look. What is going on, guys? This is Yix here at Magna Crypto, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I wanted to do a market update and cover not only the big boys, but a few other coins, especially KNC and VET, as requested by one of my subscribers. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Firstly, let's look at the total market. And as I said, the weekly and the daily are painting two different pictures. On the weekly time frame, which I am right now, it does look fairly bearish because we've had obviously a nice strong rally. We've corrected. We have now gone to the upside in the short term. I think, as I said, for the month of September, probably mid to the end of September, well, firstly, the beginning of September, we've had the correction. And then mid to end of September is when I think we're going to start going on the upside. Now, I think that we've still got one more leg down. Now, I think that this bounce that we've had here, this bounce right over here from about 300 billion upwards, we've had a strong bounce, but I don't think that's going to last too long. I think we're going to have another attempt to the downside, break past that 300 billion barrier of support, and then pick up a load of liquidity in this area before going up. I think that'll be a quick move, but I think that's what it's going to happen. But if you look at the daily, it does look a lot more bullish. Now it looks like there's somewhat of a ascending triangle going on over here. So you've got that resistance level right here, and so you see price ascending, or the volume of this market ascending. So you can see that price is, converging within this pattern, kind of squeezing together, looking to go for an upside. That's what it looks like on the daily. But I think this may be somewhat of a illusion in terms of there will be a strong kind of, this is my contrarian view, that will break to the downside, but it'll be like a quick spike. So that's my overall outlook for the short term. I still think, nearing the end of September, beginning of October is we're going to start to see more green action, but that's my outlook at the moment. And that's the same for Bitcoin. So you can see that, after it completely capitulated below 10,500, that key level, it then retested it and then broke above it. So it does look like potentially it will keep going up. As I said, in regards to the total market cap, I think this is somewhat of a false move to the upside. And we're going to spike down potentially below this trend line and hit that 9.5 region before going upwards. I think we need to pick up a whole load more liquidity. You can see that the volume is quite low for Bitcoin, and for us to pick up a load more liquidity, we need to break past previous kind of resistance around that 10.95 region. I think there's going to be a whole load of liquidity locked in there, available for us to take and then push upwards. So that's my my outlook on Bitcoin and the total market cap. And again, on the daily, it's painting a different picture. You can see that it broke below 10.5 and was itching to get back above it, broke above, it's closed it's closed above there now for the second or coming up to third day. So one would think that this is quite bullish. We'll come up to resistance at around 11,000 right here. Are we going to have enough volume to break past this? It doesn't look like it, but it's potentially. So let's see how that continues on. XRP. Let's look at the weekly first. Again, massive, again, as I mentioned before, we had a bit of a double top, massive dump, and we broke below 20, basically 25 cents. I've been trying to, again, a bit of a, upwards triangle right here, where you've got that resistance level and you've got price, edging upwards in an ascending manner. So it looks like a breakout is imminent. And again, we may get this, but I think that there will be a massive dump to the downside again, to the next level of support around 21 cents. That's what I'm looking at. So let's see how that happens. Let's look at Ethereum on the weekly first. Again, it's all painting the same picture. I mean, the market's pretty much in the same pattern, where it looks well on the weekly it looks quite bearish because we've had a dump. It's tried to recover some of the gains, but only a tiny amount, very indecisive. And now on the weekly it looks like it's going to keep going down, potentially back to these levels 325. But also I think it may just quickly break to the downside before going back up. So the next levels could be around 300 or lower to around 275. And again, on the daily, Ethereum actually on the daily looks looks bearish as it does in the weekly, because it's tried to break out above 386, or it failed. It was a failed attempt. There was a failed attempt to break above this resistance level of 377. Did that for a day, broke below it, and now it's been trying to retest that level again unsuccessfully. So it does look quite bearish on the daily as well. So we may see slow, sluggish action back towards 335 and this zone around 320, 330. And then we may just spike down at that point to 275 before going on the next rally nearing the end of September and beginning of October. So now let's look at two smaller coins, still big in the DeFi space, KNC and VET. Firstly, let's look on the weekly. I actually did a video on KNC Kaiba, saying that I was in a rising wedge on the 14th, so about a month ago. And a lot of Kaiba enthusiasts were rather upset with me, thinking it's not going to go down. But let me play this quick clip just outlining what I said, where the wedge starts to end. And the key part is that if it breaks this trend line, then we might see short-term move to the downside. How far that's going to go, I'm not too sure. It could be simply a move to this price level, which at the moment would be a 39% drop. I mean, that's quite counter to the current momentum that we're currently experiencing, and it could be as much as that, but I mean, that's just looking very unlikely. So at that time, this was around the top of this trend line. Again, this was counter to the current trend, which was up, but experience tells you that nothing will keep going on forever, especially these strong rallies, these euphoric rallies that seem to be going on forever. And at these points is when you need to detach yourself from your emotions and really think rationally. And so it did look like a rising wedge to me, and it looked like it had run out of steam. So I did predict one of the levels to be 1.17. We've just gone below that, but this is where we're essentially closing. It is nice when your predictions come to fruition, but again, we need to detach ourselves from kind of those feelings of being right. It's about consistency. It's about probability. But with the current momentum of the market, I think this level might not hold, and the next level that I said in the video of 80 cents could be the next level of support. It's a definite possibility, and if the market goes down, it will definitely go to that level, because there's nothing in between this area. I think that's definitely another strong level of support. If we go below that, then these two levels will be next. Let's go to VET. So VET again had a massive rally from COVID crash, going up 700-800%. I mean, whoever got hold of that near the bottom was definitely winning. So again, all these corrections are very healthy. 50% correction, even though that's somewhat large at that point, you've already had an 800% rise, so you can't complain too much. And again, it's all natural. These cycles have to breathe. They have to pause for a little bit, regain their energy before pushing on. And we're in this bull run. This is only the beginning. Definitely have to get used to this. But we have had a massive dump below this level of support of 0.016, and we were able to find support at 0.111. Again though, the whole momentum of the market right now is bearish, especially you can see on the weekly. So I think this level will get broken, and the next level is going to be around this zone of around 0.0708, potentially the high 0.086. So still, this is a very strong level of support. As you can see, it was a resistance for a long time, so I don't think that will be broken. I think this will be the next level where we will start to rise once again into the next rally. Let's have a look at Link just to finish off. Link, which was definitely the star of 2020, absolutely smashed it from the end of 2018 all the way until now. In this trend line, you can see it's been holding on very strong, and along with the other coins, no coin can keep going on forever, so this is perfectly natural. As I mentioned in my previous videos, the levels I was looking at for support after began its downward trend was around $8 to $9. I think that it's going to continue to go down in a sluggish manner, as I said before, towards that level. I think it'll probably even go below that. It's looking more likely, in my opinion, that it'll go below that if this kind of momentum really takes a proper hold. So around $6 is what I'm looking at next. So, the best strategy, in my opinion, and this is not financial advice, is dollar cost averaging, because you're never going to get the right price. It's hard to, even though some of us have predicted this to happen and the levels have met, it's never a guarantee. It could just tap this and just shoot off into the sky. But dollar cost averaging guarantees that you get the right prices, or on average anyway. And especially because we're in a bull run, you don't want to miss out on these great prices. So Link, I think, is going to keep sluggishly going down and potentially spike to that level, and then carry on going upwards. So that'll be that's the update for this week. I hope you got some value from that, and drop any comments down below in the comment section if you want me to cover any coins, and yeah, see you next video. Peace out.